Welcome to the new series of Old Brother, a podcast about Salford/Manchester's finest musical institution, The Fall. Each week we invite along a guest to discuss their memories of relationship with the group and anything else we care to talk about. For this first episode, we welcome a brilliant and esteemed actor who also briefly played with The Fall and has many a tale to tell. One of which is more than a little harrowing, if I'm honest. Even so, this is a brilliant chat, I'm sure you'll agree. Right, here we are again, latest episode of Old Brother with me, Paul Hanley.
And me, Steve Hanley.
If you can tell the difference in our voices, you're doing well, but there you go. So we've got another Steve today.
We have.
Very important Steve, a man of the theatre, stage, screen and radio, Mr. Steve Evets. Good afternoon, Steve.
Steve Evets, thanks for the invite, lads. Appreciate it very much. Although, as you were saying, I don't know what the fuck I've got to add to the story that hasn't been said. But
come on.
Give over. Right, well, okay. What was your first encounter with either The Fall or Mark? That's what we'll start off with. When did you first come across them?
Well, I heard of The Fall like everyone, and I lived in Prestwich at Beech Tree Bank, and Mark lived in a flat next door. That was way back when. I didn't know him then.
Yeah.
But, I remember
right next door.
What's that?
Right next door.
Yeah, in the next block of the house, a Victorian house.
So what year would that have been, Steve?
84, 85.
Right, okay. Just before the money started coming in.
Well, when did you do Elephant Fair gig?
That was 84.
Yeah, that was.
Right, okay. Because I remember seeing Mark, and it might have been one of you guys going to the flat, and me and my mate said, because we knew about The Fall and that, and we said, we did about Elephant Fair, and I said to him, like, oh, can you tell us when Elephant Fair's on? And someone said, what's that? And Mark went, we're fucking playing there.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that was kind of first encounter. But then he moved out shortly when the money started, obviously.
Yeah, he got a house then.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Didn't know himself then, yeah. So how did you go from accosting him in the street to knowing him then?
Well, he was always locally known anyway, but it came about from JR. We all know JR, don't we?
We do.
I don't. You don't? I don't know him, no.
You know, well, JR's a well-known personality, let's say, around Prestwich and Whitefield. And he knew Mark. He was knocking about with Mark up to things. I think he was doing some promotions, Sizzler promotions or something at the time.
He was, yeah. He used to put us on in Manchester.
Yeah. He was always up to something at JR. I remember being in the Woodthorpe. JR, he went, come down and meet Mark. And I did. I went down. And I was struggling acting then. And he introduced me and he said, oh, JR went something like, if Steve's an actor. And he went, oh, you're one of them fucking actors. I went, yeah, like you're one of the fucking pop stars. He went to JR, gave him a pint.
He was really generous with other people's money.
Yeah, he definitely fucking was. So it kind of started from there. And then I did some poetry at a Fall gig, and I think it was at the Ritz as Adolf Chippan, and I got booed off, heckled and shit thrown at me. It was terrible. I mean, it was great for me because I learned that poetry was shit. But
you're not looking to win the crowd over, giving yourself the name Adolf Chippan, are you?
I know. I thought I remember laughing at the name Bing Hitler, so I thought it was kind of, because he was a comedian, Bing Hitler.
That's not his real name. Real name's Bing Mussolini.
His real name was Adolf Chippan.
Before we move on, I really want to ask you about this. About you talking about you were an actor by that stage. How did you break into acting as a working class bloke? How did you do it?
Very long story. Unemployment, living in Crumpsall, seeing a foundation course at Abram Moss, where I fancied doing a bit of drama. There was something pushing me to do drama, and I didn't know what it was. Nobody ever encouraged it. I'd done a foundation course at Abraham Moss, but you had to do 2 compulsory subjects were maths and English. So I chose maths and English. Well, you had to do them. I chose drama and music. And I loved the drama. I wasn't too good at the music, but I stopped going to the other things. And then they asked me to leave because I wasn't fulfilling what I should be doing. So I kind of got a bite of the cherry then. But I left because I didn't want to do maths. I didn't want to do English. I just wanted to do the drama.
How old were you at this time?
I was 20, it was before I got stabbed. So I was about 25, 24, 25, something like that. And then I packed it in, and the drama teacher found my flat in Crumsall, came to it, Ellen Parra, and said they were doing a new drama course. That was a practical drama course. And we got a budget. It was just drama. We got a budget. We had to audition for the part. We had to do 3 productions a year, one for old age pensioners, one for secondary school kids, and one for small kids. We got a van. We got a budget to make scenery. We devised, acted, rehearsed, costumed our own productions. And it was just so liberating. I mean, the first one we done was for little kids. So we done like a spoof pantomime, a few adult in-jokes in there. And we got a van in the flats, and we booked a tour around schools. We did that, and it was good because we catered for all. We catered for the young, the teenagers, and the old. So that was a real bug then.
Well, what a brilliant thing for him to do, to knock on your door like that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll never forget her for that. And I have seen her since, Helen Parra. And she said to me, it's just right up your street, because she knew I was practically minded like that. And I had to, like I say, I had to audition to get in that. And I did. And it was one of the best things I ever did. There was about 8 or 9 of us in the group. Sue Cleaver was in it. She's in Korea, I think. I think she's still in it. Sure. Sue Cleaver was one of the group. And there was a mishmash of us who auditioned and got picked. And it was great. Yeah. And Dave Moutry was in charge of that. I think he's head of Contact Theatre now. And I bumped into him not long ago. So, it's took a long time. Yeah. But then I was doing extra work, and then I did, I went with Actors Co-ops, I've done auditions, worked with profit share companies, got no money, cut my teeth on student films. That's how I learned about camera technique and all that. And then started getting a couple of lines, got a big break in Looking for Eric, went with a London agent. I've never looked back, I made career decisions.
So what were you living on then when you first started with that sort of collective?
I was on the dole.
Yeah.
I was on the dole, and I was doing what I could in my spare time to return a few quid. I'd been married, and me and my wife had jobs, and we just didn't fucking like it. And I got laid off, and just realised that the system like that wasn't for me, just to work and earn money, to just buy shit and carry on working. So kind of dropped out a bit, and that was was.
So the support in the fall didn't help in any way then?
He made his first million supporting the fall.
Yeah. But no, it was great. I loved the fall. It was great to be a little part of it, It was incredible.
I remember you did the Shepherd's Bush Empire with us.
What did I do? Yeah, I came down with you. What did I do?
You did.
Did I do
what, that on Chip Pan?
Yeah.
Right.
You did, yeah.
Did I get
Did you go down better than that one?
Slightly.
Yeah, I don't think I got bottled off at that one. So I must have improved. It was just nice to be a little part of it in some way,
Yeah. So you had your own band, though, didn't you? Was it Dr. Freak's Padded Cell? That was your band, was it?
That was another band. That's what we had when we were all neck and knees. That was another thing. But before that, to get our equity card, I was in a band called the Snakeheads. And we were like a variety band. We were music. I was on about this to the lad the other day. To get our equity card, you had to have an equity card to be on TV and in film. But to get one was a catch-22. You had to have done professional work to have an equity, to get an equity card, but you have to have an equity card to do professional work. So it's a vicious circle. So we could
have got one when we did the play and the ballet. We were eligible.
You definitely could have. Yeah.
I don't think the world was waiting for actors.
Acting the bleeding goat. That's about all you can do.
Yeah, but you were in classed as a variety then, so you would have got it, and that's what we did.
What did the band have to be then to qualify as an equity card rather than just a normal band?
Okay, if you're a normal band, then you want the musicians' union. But if you put like a few sketches in it, like the Bloody Grumpies or whatever, then you classed as a variety band. I mean, it's stupid. So we did, and we had costume changes on stage, musical cliches in it. We even done a game show on stage. That, every time it was mentioned, Celebrity Who's Turd was what it was. We were way ahead of the curve.
You were.
We done a spoof game show about a contestant guessing which famous celebrity had done a turd. And we had a
It never got picked up for TV.
No, thankfully. It was a fucking big dig at all that. And it was all that. There was a romance in it. And we just costume changed, put wigs on, played it up, hammed it up, and bloody hell, we got equity cards for it. So that was it, then we were in.
So did you go to the theatre then? Was that something you were always aiming for, to work in the theatre?
Not necessarily. I didn't know what I wanted to do because it wasn't channeled properly. I knew I had this kind of energy that I had to channel it. Otherwise, it was going in a destructive way. I was going out and stealing cars and breaking into cars for a buzz and getting chased. And I knew I had to fucking channel it otherwise. So that was the only way I could do it. And I did do quite a lot of theatre. Again, profit share when I was sort of doing the apprenticeship, as you say. And some of it was really good and some of it was very fringy and not so good. But it was good. I had to learn auditions, do audition techniques and all that. So it was good for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite a big thing, that, isn't it? I think, did you feel kind of out of it as a member of a theatre? Was it kind of snobbish, or were you okay? Or
no, not at all. I wasn't in the big main theatres. I was doing fringe with a lot of small touring theatres, TIE, theatre in education, things like that. Yeah. It's very, very fringy stuff. Some of it was good. We'd done a Skull in Connemara, which was by Martin McDonough.
Yeah.
And we did it outdoors in Heaton Park. And it was about guys digging up and finding a dead body, but he was a grave digger. So every night we dug a grave. We had the same plot in Heaton Park. People came, outdoor theatre. It was quite good. Yeah, we had a grave dug and we had to be so down in a certain part of the play, the shovel had to hit wood and bones were found,
Well,
so it was really good, disciplined stuff.
Did you have to fill it in then for the next night?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Oh. So that's showbiz.
Give up showbiz.
Yeah, that's showbiz. It's all fucking behind the scenes.
But we went to see, I remember going to see, I think it was Midsummer Night's Dream in Wythenshawe Park. And you're thinking, it's great this, everybody comes with their bits of food. And then I'm thinking, God, what a fantastic thing this. And then they came out at the end and said, if there's any food left over from your picnics, would you mind leaving it behind for the cast? I'm thinking, Christ almighty. You're begging for food, eh?
That's fringe theatre for you.
Yeah. So, there's one thing I was going to mention. We can't really mention with one sentence. That was after I got stabbed. So we're going to have to talk about that. You can't let that part, unless you don't want to. I mean, I imagine it's fairly traumatic.
I don't mind. It was actually Mother's Day, 1987. I went out. I took my mum for a drink in the local pub. Well, one in Salford, near where my mum lived. I was with my girlfriend at the time. Long story short, my mum left. Me and my girlfriend stayed. One of the guys touched up my girlfriend. I said something. I got glassed in the face. I got my throat cut. The other guy behind me stabbed me through the liver, lung, and diaphragm.
No, you told me this before.
I had to leave the pub crawling on my knees. He was kicking fuck out of me. I got round the corner and my girlfriend ran in front of me, knocked on my mum's door. Steve's been, we didn't know he'd been stabbed. Steve's in trouble. I'd had my throat cut. I just missed a jugular. I was covered in blood.
This was just over nothing, over...
I was going to say, what the fuck did you say?
I didn't say anything really. It was this. It was the time when I think there was people going around causing trouble in pubs and then offering security. I don't know.
Oh, Christ. It was, yeah, there were some grim times then, weren't you? But I mean, it seems like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. It's quite the over the top reaction, that, isn't it? To a bit of a.
Yeah, very much so. Like I say, I got to my mum's round the corner and I was just covered in blood. I had a shirt on. And I was upstairs. They rang the ambulance and I was upstairs. And my dad was bathing my neck because there was blood just pissing out of it. He wasn't the jugular, obviously. I would have been dead. But my dad was bathing my neck and I was kind of sat down on the closed toilet lid with my neck over the sink with blood running out. And then I couldn't breathe. And then I opened my shirt and there was blood coming out my side. So it was kind of realised how sad it was. And anyway, got rushed to hospital. They stitched up my neck while I was still on the fucking dolly going in. I was in pain. Long story short, they knocked me out. I woke up the next day on a life support machine with a tube down my neck, an oxygen machine. I was paralysed from the neck down for my own safety because I had a tube coming out of every orifice. And I was in a bad way. And it turns out liver, lung and diaphragm had been stabbed. And they put it was a ridiculous amount of blood through me, pints of blood. I think it was 32 units of blood. And it took a long time to recover. And then it did. The knife was infected and my ribs got infected. They have to take 3 bits of ribs out over a period of a year and a half. I burst a blood vessel internally after the operation. I got post-operative adhesions where loose skin forms a ball together and just blocks your intestines. It's excruciating. So there was 6 major operations for that.
Right. Apart from that, did your mum have a birthday?
Well, the next Mother's Day, I said to her, I'm not fucking taking you for a drink.
So go on to then, Steve. How did you survive that then? All that, not being out of work and all that? And
what did you live on for that year?
Yeah.
It was hard. Believe me, it was hard. I was bedridden. My missus was looking after me. And at one point, my stomach swelled out and I knew something was really wrong. And this was the first infection. I went to the doctor's press. They rushed me to the hospital and the surgeon, it was an infection inside and he cut my belly out in 3 places and 2 at the side. He had some students. He said, do you mind if the students watch this? I said, no. And he put these 3 small slices in my bloated stomach and he all pressed and this green pus came out like Play-Doh, one of them machines, as there's all the students pushed their stomach to get. And then they had to pack the wounds with this stuff that soaks up the infection. And if I had 5 holes in me packed with ribbon that soaked it up. And then every single day, the nurse from Prestwich Medical Centre came to Beechtree Bank. She had her own key. I'd be lay on the sofa and she'd come in and she'd pull the stuff out from yesterday with gloves on it. It'd all be green and it stunk. And then she'd pack new stuff into the 5 holes. And then she'd come back the next day and pull them out, to get rid of it. Yeah, I was in a bad way. I don't know how I survived it. The consultant said if you'd have been 10 years older, you would have just died. I was 27 when that happened.
Right. Oh, God. Did they catch them?
Yeah, they caught 2 of them. There was about 6 or 8 of them, but they got nothing. They got 3 years and 18 months respectively. Nothing.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
I mean, surely they should have got a decent sentence. It was hardly provoked, was it?
No, it should have been attempted murder, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bloody
the law moves in mysterious ways.
Yeah. So how long after that did you get working again then? How long did that take you?
Well, it took a while. Then I got up and moving, and then we got the Snakeheads together and we started doing that variety show probably about a year and a half to 2 years later. So I got up on my feet as soon as I was able. It just poleaxed me for a while. And it's still very sensitive, that area on my right side.
Yeah.
Somebody comes up and just goes, "Hey, you all right?" I leap.
Yeah. What about mentally? It must have affected you fairly badly that way, was it? It must have PTSD.
It certainly did. But my counsel, here's what I did. On the day I got released from the hospital, first I was on the life support machine, then I was on the normal ward. I could hardly walk. I had a walking stick. When they released me, I went straight back to that pub, straight from the hospital. Straight from the hospital. My girlfriend wouldn't do it. I knew I had to. We went to be dropped off. I got them to drop me off at the pub, and I walked in, and the landlord looked like he'd seen a ghost. And I got a pint, and I sat down in the same fucking place, and I drank it. This was in the daytime. And I drank the pint. It took me about an hour because I didn't want it. But that was my therapy. And then I walked out and I went to my mum's, and I had to have it lie down. It was fucked.
Yeah.
That was lie down.
That can't have been it, though. You must have. You can't have been over it, but that easily, surely.
I'll probably never get hold of it. But what's the option?
Of course, yeah.
Go out, be frightened every time someone pulls a knife to butter a piece of toast. Nah.
It's
the only way. The only way is to just crack on through it. I mean, it was physically and mentally scarring. Of course it was. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But that's how I dealt with it. And it's too easy to just sit in a corner.
You didn't feel like moving away from the area or anything like that?
Well, I didn't live in that area. My mum did.
Oh, yeah.
I was already in Prestwich. It was my mum who was down that part of Salford, my mum and dad. So I wasn't in that area anyway. But coming back from the hospital, being released, I said I would go to my mum's, and I had to go in that pub.
Oh, you wouldn't have got me in there. Okay.
No, me neither.
Not they got me in a pub again, never mind.
Well, that's what I mean. Too easy to not go in a pub again.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And, they've won then, haven't they? But it's easier said than done. Must have took quite a lot.
Than that, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. So how long before you could work again then? Acting?
Well, I didn't even have an equity card then. Right. So I was on the dole. So I wasn't working.
No.
And then I was on invalidity.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't hardly walk. I certainly wasn't capable of any manual work. It took a while.
Yeah.
And then I was working, and like I say, now they take a bit of rib out, and then it'd swell up again. I remember I was working at the pub. When I'd moved, I was living in Polfield now. I had a daughter. And I was working in the same as a barman. I had to wear a white shirt there. And again, my side was swelling out. And one night I was pulling a pint, and he just went, and I could smell the infection, the gangrene.
Ooh.
And I just said to the barman, "I've got to go home." He went, "Really? Why?" I said, "Well, look." He went, "Go home."
I bet he bloody did, yeah. Wow.
So then there had to be another operation to take another piece of rib out. And then I ended up saying to them, after the third piece of rib came out, I said, you need to stop taking bits out. They were chasing the infection. So I gave them permission to take out a little bit more to cut it off.
Yeah.
So I didn't go back, and I haven't been back for that since. That was about 89.
Wow.
It took a while.
Okay, so which came first then? Was playing with the Fall when you played on the Unutterable, and now you're missing winner? Was that before Looking for Rick, or was that after?
What year was the Unutterable? Well, I wasn't on the Unutterable, was I?
Well, that's according to my research. Again, it's probably shot your best.
Did I do some lyrics on it?
You might have done. Well, you're supposed to tell me that. You're supposed to tell me.
I thought
you have to look it up. We could spell Unutterable, wouldn't it, really?
Stephen, weren't you playing bass then?
No.
You'd gone by then.
I'd gone.
Well, I only played bass twice with the Fall.
Live, yeah. One in Turkey, I believe.
Yeah, one in Turkey and one on the TV. I never played at any gigs, really.
The studio?
No.
In the studio? No.
No, it's just two performances. That's what I mean. I'm not really a part of the fall, but I am, if you like.
You are, yeah, of course you are, yeah.
But I done that live in the Northwest, where again, because he'd fired someone, he was fucking stuck, and he found out I could play a bit of bass. Very mediocre, me. Not a patch on you, Stephen. Of course, nowhere near. But when we got to, it's on the. There's a video of this on YouTube. When we got to live in the Northwest, the floor manager was a Scottish guy, and he's engaged Mark wrongly. He said to Mark, "Hello, I'm the floor manager. I tell you what to do."
Oh, so God.
Yeah.
That's a good start.
That went down well.
Mark went, "Is that fucking right?" So next thing you know, we set up on the stage, and the guys up in the box introducing, "Ladies, welcome to Live in the Northwest." And to open the show, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fall." Big crane swings over, zooms in on the stage. I'm playing bass, Ben Pritchard's on guitar. We start playing Behind the Counter. No sign of Mark. No sign of Mark. We're looking at it, no sign of Mark. The whole song goes right through. He sat in the audience, Mark, watching it. No sign of Mark. So it finishes. It goes back to the guy in the booth, said, "Well, that was an instrumental version." But behind the scenes then, the floor, we get off stage. The floor man.
But this is not live, I take it. It's not live.
No. The camera's over here now. So we come off.
Yeah, it's not live.
And the floor. Yeah, no, it was going out live.
Oh, it's going out live. Okay.
But this part now, we played live, yeah. But this part now, the camera's, all the action's over there. So we come off stage, and the floor manager says to Mark, "Why didn't you get up on stage?" He said, "Because you didn't fucking tell me to."
He's got a point. Brilliant.
I know.
Fantastic. Okay. So I beg to differ here, Stephen, but according to Wikipedia, you did vocals on Midwatch 1953 on the Unutterable.
Yes, I did do that, yeah. But I think we just done them at Mark's house, just talking bollocks.
So did you write it, or did he tell you what to say?
No, we have just all improv, I think.
Did you get a credit?
I don't know. Never looked.
I'll have to look that up. I'll let you know. You could have 35p in PRS waiting for you somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're on our missing winner. You are missing winner as well. Apparently.
What am I doing on that?
You're supposed to tell me this. Are you our missing winner? Here we go. Personnel. No, hang on. Oh, hang on. No, you're not. I tell you, look at this. We're going to cut this out. This makes. Oh, yes. No, you're not.
No.
It says, I'm sure I read that you were on that.
I'll tell you what was on the one of the live DVD. I think it was King George's Hall in Blackburn.
Yeah.
He got me up on stage just to back some lyrics out. So while he was singing in his, unique style, I was just doing on the second mic, counteracting him with random fall titles off the top of my head. I thought it sounded all right. Someone reviewed it and said that I ruined the live gig again. So that was
it was a bit of a dog's breakfast, that gig, anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's been a few. Do you remember at the Phoenix Festival, the coach coming home?
I do.
Oh, what happened then?
I'll let you tell it, Steve.
Okay, well, from my point of view, because I got on the coach with him, we got a puncher on the way there.
We did, yeah. We were really late, weren't we?
Yeah, we got a puncher on the motorway, and Mark, the driver, was obviously ringing whoever. And Mark was like, put a bit of gaffer tape on it, put a bit of gaffer on it, like coach driver. So him and the coach driver, they didn't see eye to eye because he was going, "I've got a fucking band, I've got to get these here. Just stick a bit of gaffer on it and let's get going." So anyway, we got to the Phoenix Festival. The Fall played. I thought they were great, supporting the Sex Pistols. coming home on the coach, I was living in Whitefield then, and he asked the coach driver when we're coming off the motorway to turn left and drop me off. And the coach driver said, no, I'm dropping you off in the village, and that's me done. So he started going around the roundabout, and Mark picks up a bottle and fucking ran at him to hit him while he was driving. And the coach driver slammed the brakes on. We all went flying, and he jumped up and started punching Mark while Mark was on his seat. And then he threw the lot of us outside. He threw us all off outside the railway.
Mark tried to break the bottle on the handrail, which was covered in foam, and it wouldn't smash.
Yeah, he did. Was trying
Jesus Christ. Christ almighty.
Smash a bottle and run at the driver with it. And the driver fucking giving him a hammer.
If you're looking for a way to convince the driver to drive everybody home, running at him with the bottle is probably top of the list, really, isn't it?
Well, his diplomatic skills were never the best, were they?
So you were at that, so...
Yeah, he threw us all out in Prestwich, didn't he? Threw the gear out onto the street.
It's about 4 a.m. Get out, the fucking lawyer, out.
Bloody hell.
So we all had to get taxis home. And I had no money. That's why he was going to drop me off. I didn't have a fucking penny. He got me a taxi home anyway. And then I got in and just sat down and went, what the fuck was that,
That's what he did every time he finished the game.
I don't know.
That was a great gig, yeah. It was a great gig. Thankfully, because...
used all the fee, getting everything home in a taxi. Drunk it and everything.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I think he hit the gig. I'm not sure, but...
He definitely kicked us all off in Prestwich. He may have
kept the gear
gone to the rehearsal room with the gear.
Yeah.
Right.
With somebody. It's a bit hazy.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, so the next thing that on my list of things that I had to ask you about, I've got to ask you about looking for Eric. That must have been something.
It was. It was a game changer for me, that, because I was with an actors co-op at the time in Leeds, and I was getting a few lines, and I was getting some nice...
Well, you kind of say that, but if you watch any British thing over the last... You're in there. So you always seem to be in there somewhere.
Well, it's been a long, hard slog, Stephen.
There he is. Every time you put something on, you go, Steve,
I'm sorry about that,
That's that one about the... Is it about the car dealers? White... Oh, man. I don't
white
remember.
gold. Is it the window cleaner?
Yeah.
The window fenestrators or whatever they're called.
Great.
Looking for Eric was Ken Loach was doing a film, and the brief was he wants to see 40 to 50-year-old blokes in the Manchester area, and that was the brief. My agent at the time, an Actors Co-op, said, "We put you forward." So I went, I met him, done some improvisation. I said, right, we'll see you, go. So I went, and then I got a call off my agent saying he wants to see you again. I went back, done more improvisation with more people, and then I got called back again and again and again. But each time, improvisation got more and more complex, and then he'd get someone aside and he'd throw a curveball in the mix and see how you react to it and all that. And then I knew I was going to be in the film because there was about 7 blokes needed of that age. So I kind of got the nod that, right, I think this might be a part for you in it, but not sure what. Yeah. And then I was out with my mate, Sparking. I worked with him. And we got a call when I was in the van off my agent and said, you got the main part. So it was like, what?
Did you know Eric was in it at that point?
No, because Ken works in a way that you don't get to see the whole script. You have a rough outline of your character. You do a lot of research on it and improv, but you work. He shoots in sequence. He shoots the first scene first, the second scene, unlike mostly any other productions. And he doesn't tell you things. He doesn't tell you things.
Sounds like Mark.
In a room behind you. He doesn't tell you things like the police are going to kick the door down and arrest you all. It doesn't tell you things like you're going to find a gun where there's usually a bit of weed stashed under your son's floorboard. So it gives you the butts and bones of a scene, but it will end. And he'll throw things at you in the middle of it. So my reaction seeing Eric was real because I did not know he was going to be in the film.
Wow.
And every time he appeared in the film, I didn't know he was going to be in that scene.
Yeah.
He'd go, what? And fucking hell.
That's amazing. Do you like working that way, Ken Loach way, or do you prefer normal?
No, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great challenge. And that's what all the improv was for. You wanted to see if you could hold your nerve. And if you could stay in character and not ruin the shot. I go, fucking hell, Ken, he's Eric.
I mean, he does get some great performances out of non-actors, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He does because he lets. You go on some productions and the sound people are, don't talk over him. Do it clean. Let's have a clean version. So you get an argument where someone's going, "Hey, yeah, I'll get," and just so they can get all the. Loach doesn't do that. He just lets everybody talk over everybody and keeps it real. And he does get some great performances out of non-actors. He certainly does. He lets them feel comfortable and he lets them breathe and he doesn't stage everything. He doesn't say, "Find the camera, hit this mark. When you say this, look that way." So he lets it looks dead natural and it is dead natural.
Yeah. It must take a lot. Does it take a long time to do it that way or is it quite a quick process?
We've done that film in 6 weeks.
Wow. That is quick, isn't it, for that way of working, really? Blimey.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Yeah.
So what was he like then? Eric, what was he like?
He was great. He was great. But another interesting thing about Ken Loach is, like, you go on productions and everyone's got a trailer and makeup have got a big trailer and wardrobe have and costume have and all that. But when you work with Ken Loach, he doesn't do that. Nobody has a trailer. He'll hire a local community centre and wardrobe will be there, hair will be here, makeup will be there. You're all just in the same community centre. So he saves a lot of money on all that frivolous shite.
Yeah.
But it gives it to local communities. Yeah. It's a great working. Nobody gets a 40-foot trailer and somebody's got a 10-foot trailer, so it's all this.
Right, trailer's bigger than that.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, does that mean there's a lot of actors that won't work with him because of that, or does everybody seem to embrace it?
I think that a lot of people embrace it. I've read about one or two actors who didn't like it, saying, "I'm an actor, I can act those feelings or those surprises." Yeah. But just a different way of working. I think it's to be embraced.
Yeah. So I mean, so Eric was the same. He just mucked in with everybody else, was he? I suppose.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. It was exactly the same. He had no preferential treatment. It's not like Eric had his own trailer and we didn't. He was in the community centre with us. But mind you, he was enigmatic because, like I say, every scene that he appears in with me, I didn't know he was going to be in it. Like, wash the dishes, and then he's behind you.
What a brilliant way of working, that. Yeah. Must be very exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. You never knew what the day was going to hold. I mean, I said one day, because I never got a call sheet. In this business, you get a call sheet, got everything on it. What time the car's coming for you, what time you're in makeup, what time you're in wardrobe, what time the sun comes up, what time it goes down, who's up. No, I'm not even thinking. That's But on that production, you never got one. And I said to him one day, what are we doing tomorrow, Ken? And he went, "I think you'll just be doing some exercise with Eric." Fucking hell. I was running. It was this shot where I'm jogging along the riverbank with him. And he was merciless. He'd say, "Cut, go back and do it again. Do more jumps, more star jumps, whatever." I just wanted to go home and have a Radox bath.
Yeah, but Eric was struggling keeping up with him, wasn't he?
That'll be the fucking day.
Brilliant. Yeah, so you got to Cannes with that, didn't you?
Yeah. Good.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, it was just one of the most bizarre moments of my life. At Cannes, film festival in competition down the red carpet. It was just bizarre. And also, believe it or not, I got nominated for Best Actor at the European Film Awards.
Wow.
So they flew me out to Essen, Germany. Eric was there, Ken was there. I didn't win it, but I mean, it's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
But it's just
of course,
things you have to pinch yourself.
Did you get that thing at Cannes where they give you like a 15-minute standing ovation? That's bizarre, the way they do that.
Yeah, we got all that. And that's what I mean. It was mind-blowing. It was hard to keep a lid on things. You had to take a step back and remind yourself like it's all bollocks.
Yeah. No, I think that's the big thing, isn't it? Because I think some people get taken in by all that shit, don't they?
Oh, don't they just? Yeah.
Naming no names.
No. I've watched it happen. Yeah,
of course. Yeah. So Life on Mars, I was going to ask you about, because that's one of my favourite series. Dickie Fingers.
Yeah, it's great. Great Dickie Fingers. I loved it. My younger brother, I never watched the first series. He said, you got to watch this Life on Mars. And I watched it and it was brilliant. I couldn't believe it. I was with the Actors Co-op then because I got 2 jobs that day. I went for 2 jobs. I had the Life on Mars audition at Beverly Keogh's, which was sort of in Hardwick. And there's another agent in Hardwick. I went for a commercial, a John Smith's Bitter commercial. But they were like within half an hour of each other. And I didn't want to be late for the Life on Mars. I had to learn a scene for it, and I did. Anyway, I got to the John Smith's Bitter commercial. I said, what do you want me to do? I've got to be quick. I've got one up the road. He said, just pretend you're looking at the TV and you turn it over and you find something mundane, but you're happy with it. So I went, right, okay. So he filmed it, picked up a remote, and he went, right, you can go. So I fucked off. I went and done the Life on Mars audition, Dickie Fingers, and I got both jobs.
Fantastic.
Both jobs. I was in the John Smith's advert, You're Bad. One of them, You're Bad. And,
Did you make more money on?
Probably the John Smiths. That was royalties on that, repeat fees and all that. But Dickie Fingers, it was great. I loved it. I loved it. Such a great character, and it was great with John Sim and Phil Glenister and the rest of the lads. Dean Andrew, brilliant.
It was just such a brilliant series. There's been a million like that now, but it was so unusual at the time, wasn't it?
It was. And it was just so well shot, and the way it all fit together at the end, it was just great.
Yeah, brilliant. I don't know if you saw, did you see Ashes to Ashes?
Not really, no. Was that any good?
It's similar, but right at the end of that, they bring the whole thing back together. Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes. Very clever.
In Ashes to Ashes, was he someone else who was stuck in a time loop or something?
Yeah, it was Alex, what's her name? Keely Hawes. Keely Hawes it was.
Oh, yes, I did see it. I did.
Yeah. But the way they brought them both together at the end, and they kept threatening that he was going to turn up, John Sim, but he never did. But no, it's great. And the other series I want to ask you about, which is everyone knows in a lot of effects, is Rev. That was amazing, wasn't it, Rev? Great series.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was great that we done three series of that and a Christmas special. I always say a coat got me that job because no, I'm serious. I went down and I done the audition for that, and I got a recall. And them bench scenes Colin has with the vicar.
Yeah,
he wanted to meet.
There's a lot of that. Yeah.
He wanted to see how we got on. So I went down there and I had this duffel coat on that I bought at WOMAD one night when it was off my tits and it was cold. So I went to the audition, took my coat off, threw it on the floor, done a bench scene, and the director said, "Can you wear your coat?" So I put my coat on and it looked good because it looked like a tramp. And anyway, I got the job. So when it come to wardrobe fitting, the wardrobe women had bought 3 old duffel coats. And he said, "Try the first one on," took the photos, and then he went, "You put yours back on again." And then he went, try the second one on. He put yours on again. Then try the third one on. And they all just sort of ummed and ahed. And I went, do you want me to use my coat in the series? He said, oh, yeah, that'd be great, thank you.
I'll sell it to you.
That coat is mine. And they used to skank it up. And then they'd send it back to me after the shoot with 6 bottles of champagne in it in a case and the coat dry cleaned.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, that's not bad at all.
Well, all right.
Yeah, she's not done so bad. Olivia Colman's done all right since that.
Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, they were great. There was a great cast. Olivia Colman.
It was amazing. Yeah. He's amazing. Because you've seen him in a couple of things. Is it The Night Manager, where he's an absolute twat? And what an actor.
He's great. He's in that Man with the Iron Heart. No, not Valkyrie. I think he's in Valkyrie.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Right,
I taught him how to nut someone.
Did you? Oh, well.
Yeah, we're at Reed.
You mean stage nutting or really nutting?
No, real nutting.
Real nutting?
Bloody hell. Why did he want to know?
I think he wanted to nut someone, but he'd never done it before.
Right, okay, so then let's have a quick resume. How does one nut someone?
Without earning.
He said to me, he said, Steve, have you ever nutted anyone? I said, yeah. Well, I thought everyone had.
Everyone I know.
Don't nut the forehead. That's the hardest part of your brain. Nut the nose. Hopefully,
right.
you know.
So your forehead there. Which bit of you do you use then? Your forehead.
Yeah, you use your forehead on their nose.
On the bridge of their nose, right? Okay, write that down.
Just in case it ever comes in handy, you know.
Yeah. So, old brother, your lesson for this week. We would like to have a lesson how to nut someone. Right. So we're getting towards our hour, but there is. I really have to talk. We really have to talk about Brassic. Brassic is. It's just. It must be a joy to be on that show. I imagine.
It is. I love it. Brassic.
I mean, what a gift that character is.
Oh, absolutely. I get most of the best lines, and here's how I look at Brassic. They send a car around for me. I go in. They dress me like shit. I call everyone a cunt. They give me some money. They put me in a car and they take me home.
What
a day.
What a day. Yeah, well, I mean, because the scene everybody talks about, and I'd like to talk to you about it, is the one where you're talking about the festival.
Yeah, the disco.
I mean, that dialogue, it's bloody Shakespearean, that now. Like, it's amazing.
That's Danny Brocklehurst's writing. I mean, all that was written down. There's no improv in that. Every single word is written down by Danny Brocklehurst.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, the way you bring it to life, because I saw an interview you did recently where you sort of explained how you brought that scene to life, and it was just amazing to see you talk about the kind of craft of acting, but without being sort of pretentious or without being, highfalutin. It was brilliant, because it's just a brilliant scene.
Yeah, well, I knew when I read it. I mean, there's so many times in it, but I knew when I read it, it was just pure gold as a monologue. It was just pure gold. And it was just, they don't come along that often. That was fun. So it had to be given, you had to do it justice. So I broke it down and I kind of put a movement in or something for everything. And I just brought it to life as much as I could. And we did actually do it in one take.
Wow.
But because it's basically a monologue, there's no real interaction between characters. Otherwise, I've been corpsing. Joe and Ryan were over there and we just cut to him at the beginning. Yeah. Like he asked. Well, they don't even ask. We just see him and then him saying, it's just a gift of a monologue, and I rehearsed it for hours in my house here. Yeah. And I tried to put a movement in for everything I could without being over the top. Let's bring down the government. One this way, one that way, and one in the middle.
And the fist wave is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, the fist one weak. There's no strength there. It's just Yeah.
So
So that was a gift of writing by Danny.
Yeah.
And he writes me.
I mean, that whole show, how it makes you care about people who basically, you know, they're not exactly on the straight and narrow, are they? But you do care about them all.
Yeah, it's got a lot of heart, as Brassic.
Yes, yeah.
It's got a lot of heart, and like you say, they're not the renegades, whatever, but they are valid members of society, and it's great to get their side of the story.
Because it's not. Because a lot of the stuff you see now, it's the kind of it's quite condescending, isn't it? You know, when they talk about people who are out on the straight and narrow, it's kind of like, I don't know what it is. You know, like don't treat them with as if they've got the same dignity or the same kind of aspirations as normal people, if you like.
No, they don't. Yeah, that's why Brassic is so good. It's giving a voice to that sort of people. That's why he's so popular.
Yeah. Are you doing any more then?
Yeah, we're doing another one in January. We start number 7. But it's gone on Netflix now.
Yeah.
So it's brought a completely new audience to it because it was on Diane.
Sure.
So I've noticed it more. You know, there's not a day goes by without somebody getting me and saying something about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Netflix is the biggest TV station in the world now, isn't it? By far, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, great. Well, our time's up, I'm afraid. Our hour's up, but I've got to talk to you for another 4. So yeah, definitely. That was an absolute joy.
That was brilliant.
Well, thanks for having me, lads.
No, joy. Like you say, it's only an excuse to fall. We only get you on here under false pretenses. We give it 2 minutes to have the fall, and then everything else is...
I don't care. Thanks for having me, Paul and Stephen.
No, you're very welcome, mate. We'll have you on again if you fancy it. When you get your Oscar, you can come back on.
Yeah, all right. Sorry, that's a deal.
All right, mate.
Bye, mate.
Good night, God bless.
Nice one.
Dave.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Oh Brother. You can find all our previous episodes on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. But we're hosted at shows.acast.com/oh-brother. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like and tell your friends about us. Episodes are released every second Friday, so watch for the next one. See you next time, and remember, if you're driving, take your car. Ta-ra.